Well, it's time for another battle suggestion. Let's see. Keep in mind that these are death battle ideas that I decided to come up with on the fly. I'm not affiliated with Screw Attack whatsoever. I'm just a fan of their work, as well as a fan of the work of Bad in the Sun and and a couple other YouTube people. But anyway, watch the video. If you agree with what I say, just enjoy it. First battle suggestion on the list: El Kabong. Yes, El Kabong, the El Kabong. Or matter of fact, fuck that. Quick Draw McGraw from the Hanna-Barbera cartoons versus Sir Arthur from the Capcom's Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghouls and Goblins. Okay, the reason I chose these two is I don't know. It was just something random, saying it came up the blue or whatever. That's the reason why I chose those two. Now, the reason why I chose Quick Draw McGraw is because of an episode of Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law that I have watched that had me in stitches. I mean, that shit, I mean, it's like, it was funny to me. And it had their version of Quick Draw as some kind of angry Charles Bronson like psychopath and shit. Like a mixture of Charles Bronson and Charleston Heston rolled up into one dangerous package. And to me, I think it was marvelous because he was like, it's kind of like they tried to give him a split personality. Like in the old cartoons, he was goofy as hell, sound like a bootleg Andy Griffith, but when he was in court, his true colors came out. He was like this sinister, and I like that. I really do. That's what made me choose him in this battle fight. And I choose Sir Arthur because he just the first thing that popped to my head because Ghouls and Goblins, he was. Plus, he got the sword, the magic, the ability to create lances constantly, more lances and stuff, and blades and whatever. It's this pretty much it's the cowboy versus the knight type thing, and I kind of really like this concept. Now, also, Quick Draw has another personality. It's more of an alter ego, El Kabong, which is like his version of Zoroid. The only difference is that instead of him using a sword, because he uses a really, really incredibly hard guitar. Sometimes the guitar is really hard, other times it's made out of really some kind of hard wood that he used to hit the people in the head with the guitar. I mean, yes, he's not trying to kill nobody with his gun or a sword, so he just say, you know what, I'm gonna knock him out. He'd be like, kaboom! He'll right here with the damn guitar. It's funny to me. But, these are old school classic cartoons that I grew up watching, so that's why I say let's use him. And be honest with you, both him and Sir Arthur, to me, represents old school. Because you got El Kabong's Quick Draw McGraw, who represents the old school of Hanna-Barbera on those Yogi Bear cartoons back in those days. And then you got in the 60s and 70s. And then you got, or 50s, then you got Sir Arthur, who is old school also. Because, he represents the old school video games. Capcom with the Ghouls and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts. It's just, it's typical, like you might say, back to the old school episode, if you want to go that far. You got one who represents old school cartoons and one who represents old school video games. I mean, it's a win-win if you want to use that premise. Come on, Screw Attack, y'all can do this. I mean, I seen y'all brought up Bucky O'Hare and shit. What the fuck? Nobody knows who the fuck Bucky O'Hare is in the year 2000, except for people like our age and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can make this happen. Make this happen. Second battle suggestion: Genos from One Punch Man versus Cyborg from DC Comics, Teen Titans, and Justice League. Now, I have to be honest with you. Both of them cyborgs. Makes sense to me if you think about it. But here's the difference, though. Like I said, it's another East and West thing. Genos is for Japan with the One Punch Man series. Cyborg is for American with the Teen Titans, Justice League, DC, Warner Bros. Type of series franchise. Now, to me, they kind of similar. Other than the fact that they cyborgs, they also are secondary characters. Yeah, sad but true. Genos is a secondary character for Saitama, and Cyborg, also known as his government name, Victor Stone, he's a secondary character for pretty much everyone in the Justice League who is Caucasian. Yes, I'll go there. I'm gonna go there. Fuck that. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Flash. Yeah, he's secondary to among all of them. So they kind of like in the secondary character category. So it would be nice for them to pardon me, redeem themselves by fighting to the death, represent their respected countries, and see who is the better cybernetic human, if you think about it. Onward to the next suggestion. Next suggestion is a little bit weird and a little bit out of place, but just work with me here and keep an open mind. Ghost Rider from Marvel versus Sesshomaru from the Inuyasha series. Now, they both got supernatural demonic presence and energy into them. Sesshomaru being a half demon, half human. Ghost Rider being a human transformed by a demon into a avenger of sorts. So again, they both actually will make a good fight to the death. You know, Ghost Rider represents America. Sesshomaru represents Japan, obviously. Ghost Rider represents as far as the American way of life, who rides motorcycles, use blunt weapons like chains and pipes and other weapons that been enhanced with and guns. Oh yes, guns, and pretty much the American equivalent of a demon. Yes, I know Ghost Rider might have evolved a little bit beyond a demon, like a devil himself or a god like himself. But right now, we go look at him as a demon, because compared to Marvel's other deity-like characters like the Beyonder, Ghost Rider is pretty much a bug by comparison. So, and Sesshomaru represents, you know, the tradition in Japan that uses swords and spears and magic. You know, Ghost Rider uses magic too, but Sesshomaru uses swords, spears, probably arrows and bows, shields. You know, around that time they mostly use swords and stuff. You know, so it's like a different tradition as far as this style of fighting to be used. So that's why I just say, let it happen. I mean, it's demon versus demon, East versus West. Who knows? And Death Screw Attack has been known to have a lot of mismatched battles in their death battles, so this will be no different. I mean, if they want to make this happen, it's up to them, but, you know, I mean, I think it's a good pitch, but, you know, to me, it's something different. Because lately they've been using a lot of the same genre, so I want to try to like keep in that same genre, but different characters that you would never think will want to fight each other. Onward to the next battle suggestion. Mewtwo versus Martian Manhunter. Mewtwo represents the Pokemon franchise. Mewtwo is like one of the most powerfulest genetically created Pokemon in the series. He's pretty much, Mew's a psychic type Pokemon. And Mewtwo is a psychic Pokemon also, but he also could speak to people to the point they can understand him, and he's pretty much in some ways a little bit a tyrant, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But again, Mewtwo is a pretty powerful Pokemon, and psychic as far as his psychic abilities. And then we lead to Martian Manhunter, also known as John Jones. He's the last of his Martian race, or he thought he was. Maybe he still is. I don't know. But DC changed the shit so damn much. It's, you know. But anyway. Now, because he's a Martian on the planet Mars, who happened to come to Earth, he has a lot of unique abilities. He can shapeshift. Got tongue tied again. He could do a little shapeshifting like Mystique and X-Men. He got superhuman strength like Superman. He can fly. He can phase through shit like the Vision and Marvel Avengers. He can also make he also could read minds and like Xavier and the X-Men, and a few other tricks that he can do. Also, I forgot. I think he can make himself into a giant. I don't know if I never seen it happen before in the series. The closest thing I seen him did that shit is in Injustice, but it was more of an astral plane type of situation. But again, Martian Manhunter got a shitload of powers, and I think he can go toe to toe with Mewtwo. And the reason I chose these two is because of their psychic, prowess. That's why. So anything is possible, you know. They might even do like a battle of the minds type thing to end of death battle if they decide to go with this, like who will win the astral plane. And of course, everybody knows that whoever wins in a psychic battle wins it all. Because if you lose and get killed in the psychic world, you die in your real body. So again, this would be a good battle if Screw Attack use it to their unique abilities. I mean, I'm just saying though. So y'all can try to do something with this. If not, it is what it is. On to the last battle. Now the last battle right here is a little bit how did I say this? It's a little bit, some people might consider this a little bit mismatch or one-sided, given how strong one of the characters is over the other. But I like to give both of them the benefit of the doubt. Jackie Esposito, I think I pronounced his name right, I hope. If not, whatever. He is the Darkness from Top Cow Comics versus Sephiroth from the Final Fantasy series. Like I said in my last video, I know very little about Final Fantasy. I only played the game briefly. I watched Advent Children and The Last Order. On that, I'm going from them that Sephiroth is a bad motherfucker. That's all I gotta say. He's as heartless comes. He's fucking OP for crying out loud. And yes, just like in typical Japanese fashion, he carries a big ass sword. Whoop-de-doo, not surprised. But Jackie, on the other hand, he carries guns. And I'm assuming that if he got the darkness power, because the darkness power think of him as like a, as far as Jackie, think of him as like a, how did I say this? Like their version of Spawn, except mine's the religious heaven and hell aspect, you know? So, in terms of like OPness and all that stuff, as far as overpower or whatever, that's Jackie right there. And his power is passed on just like the Witchblade, just like Hellspawns and Spawn, just like the Ghost Riders and stuff like that. It's passed on, you know? And to me, Jackie like to use guns. So 9 times out of 10, more likely that he's going to, whatever gun he has, he's going to enhance it with his darkness powers. And make him into something more of a weapon. The same way Dante does in Devil May Cry with his guns. Well, like when you into double trigger mode, he use the guns, they shoot out lasers and whatever. He probably could do the same thing. I think he can, if anything. If not, this is the world of comics, so more likely he can do it. Or if he already has, you know. Now, yes, Sephiroth is a world buster or universe buster, I guess. I don't know. But the darkness has a few tricks up his sleeves too. And like I said, this will be a much good battle because it'll let people know who in the hell is Jackie is. And the best part is that Jackie actually has a video game. They do have a Darkness video game. Now, the game itself didn't did too well, but it must did something right if the game has 2 sequels to it. The game came out with a part 1 and a part 2. Now, while part 1 did so well, it did a good job, part 2, part 2 really suck. It didn't did too good. So that kind of lets you know something, that they did try and make the game good in video game, in video games. So again, this couldn't work if Screw Attack decided to use these 2 to fight. I know you might say, oh no, we don't want to let these 2 fight. Sephiroth is too good to be fighting old Jackie from the darkness. But if Screw Attack is smart and resourceful like they are as far as their research, they will look him up and know that he is a bad motherfucker too. And stop focusing on what people may want and try to open their eyes to stuff. That's the one thing I love about Screw Attack. They always try to let people aware and research and let people aware of a character that nobody has not heard of, or how uniquely powerful they are. Like I said, like I said earlier with the Bucky O'Hare situation, nobody know who the fuck Bucky O'Hare is. The minute they mention his ass going up against Star Fox, people say Star Fox is going to win, or Fox McCloud is going to win. They say, if we go put everything on Fox McCloud, he's going to win this. I'm like, wow, you need to give Bucky O'Hare a shot. Screw Attack explained to him to be just as dangerous as Fox McCloud, but y'all just say Fox going to win off star power. Well, yeah, they could do the same thing here with Sephiroth. Yes, Sephiroth may win based on star power, but at least Jackie be a good match against him if they do it correctly. Now this is my video. Subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments below. Vote. And thank you for watching.